Do you remember last time when I showed you how to create this really cool, easy and interesting 2D landscapes? Well, today I will show you something even more fun. I will show you how to convert these 2D landscapes into realistic 3D landscapes in Photoshop. So let's start. Hey guys, it's Nemanja and welcome to another really fun episode. I'm really thrilled about this one, guys, because we will transform some paintings, some 2D silhouette type of landscapes into realistic 3D landscapes in Photoshop. Also, this technique is known as matte painting. Matte painting is basically combining two or more images into a final image that will be used, for example, as a background for film or photography. So, photo manipulation basically. And matte painting dates a long before digital era. So, in the beginning of 20th century, they literally paint with a brush on a big glass surface. They paint some parts of the background like castles, mountains, etc. That will be implemented in a film because that was much easier and cheaper way to do it than to build everything on a set or to go to a special location to film that thing. So guys, today we will do matte painting in a digital world. We will use Photoshop, we will use some tools, and we will not paint literally with a brush. We will use some existing elements of other photos and we will combine them together to create our final 3D landscapes from our 2D sketch that we did in one of previous tutorials. In case you didn't watch that tutorial, please go and check it out. The link is right here. It's really interesting and fun to create that, and that's much easier to already have some kind of a sketch that you will start with, and then you can much easier combine all elements together and to find what you need when you have a sketch. Also, you can do that without a sketch. If you have everything in your head, it's a little bit harder, but if you're that type of person, go for it and just follow this tutorial. Right guys, so without further ado, let's jump straight into Photoshop and let the fun begin. So guys, this is our 2D background that we did a few tutorials ago, and we made two versions. We made night and day version, and personally I like better this one. I like better blue color, and today I will convert this one into a 3D version. So what we need, let's just hide these two versions, and I will just for a start add one hue and saturation adjustment layer right here and click colorize and make everything more bluish like this, and that's it. So basically guys, we need to start with some images. We need to find some stock images that we will put instead of these like silhouette mountains and hills here. So as you can see right here, I have some images that I found online. You can download all these images. You can find the download link in the description, so you will be able to practice with me with this same tutorial. Also, the images for a 2D landscape you can find in 2D landscape tutorial in the description. Go and download that in case you need that and just play along with me here. Try to create this fun and interesting 3D version of landscape. So what we will do first, I will go and start with our landscapes. I will hide the wolf, I don't need it. I will hide the clouds, the sun, actually moon in this case, and I will only play with the landscapes here. Okay, so I put it already in a separate folder, but I will hide the trees because I don't need the trees. So actually I will delete trees. I don't need them at all. Let me see. This I don't need. Then let's find some other trees. This I don't need, and we have one more is this. Okay, and now let's start by recreating this part of the cliff and this part of the mountain here. So for that, I will go and use this mountain right here, this part of the kind of cliff here. So I will use quick selection tool and just quickly select the mountain right here. Okay, a little bit better, like this. And I will just copy, press Ctrl or Command C, go back to my document and try to go above this 2D layer and just paste it. Just press Ctrl or Command V. And guys, I will now transform it, Ctrl Command T, make it smaller, and try to make really small like this. And also I will lower the opacity to see what I'm doing. Of course, you don't need to recreate exactly the same scene. You can make a variation of the scene if it's harder for you to recreate, or you cannot find like really proper image for this. It's not easy, especially to find the free images that you can work on. It's not easy, so you can do something similar, but I will try to recreate as much as I can the same scene here. So I will just press Control or Command and move this down because I want to make this flat. Okay, move it up a little bit and also shrink it down like this. Maybe make it bigger actually and put it somewhere here. Okay, something, because I want to have a bigger texture of this first layer here. So let's make it even bigger. Something like this would be cool. And now I will press OK. I'm done with this. I will move opacity all the way up, and now I need to transform this part here. So I can press Ctrl Command T again, right click and go to warp. And now everything is too big. As you can see, this is too big. I can do this and warp it a little bit and create something like this. But also I can do that in a liquify. There are always several different ways in Photoshop how you can do the same thing. So choose the way that you're most comfortable with and that suits the current situation the best. So for this I will probably go for liquify, and just before I do that, I like to go right here and want to rename this to cliff number 1. You will see why. Now when I'm go to my layer, go to filter, liquify, here I can choose this show backdrop. As you can see, I can click show backdrop and I can see backdrop. But the problem is that now I'm seeing everything, even my layer that is hidden, the copy of this layer. So I just want to say, okay, just show me my cliff number 1, and where is that layer? Here it is. Okay, cliff number 1, and now as you can see I can play with this. So I will zoom it a little bit. Now it's too much, and I will just move this, okay, like that. I'll just move it until I'm satisfied with the result. It doesn't need to be 100% match. You can do however you feel it's right for that moment. Okay, and I will press OK, and that's it. Now we have this kind of cliff right here, guys. So this is cool, not bad. That's one way how you can do it. All right. So another way is a little bit different. It's more like building up the scene, and I like that way much better than the first one, than the liquify and even the warp tool, because both liquify and the warp tool are really good, fast and cool way to change the shapes, but sometimes they're destructive in a matter that they will stretch your pixels too much and you will have some artifacts, etc. Especially that because this is a low resolution image, and when we do some stretching here it will affect much more than in high resolution image. So let me show you another way that it's much better. We will have much better results. So it goes like this. We need to hide our first result, and then I will reveal the part of the mountain here, and I will make a copy by pressing Ctrl Command J, so you will see why I will have 2 of them. I will hide the first one and go back to the lower one, and now I need to load the selection of the original cliff silhouette. So how to do that? Really easy. Just press Ctrl Command key, click on it, and now we have loaded the selection of original cliff silhouette. Then just create a layer mask, and that's it. We have the original shape of our silhouette with our 3D texture, but it's bad. It's not good at all, because now, yes, here is the texture, but this is still 2D shape. I don't like it at all, but this is just the first part. I already said we need to build up the scene with this way. So now let's reveal this one, okay? And I will press Ctrl Command T, rotate it and put it somewhere here. Maybe like this, and maybe make it to stretch it a little bit. So let me see. This is not bad. Maybe even more all the way here and even more, and just move this part down below. Okay, now I will press OK and lower the opacity. Okay, like this, and put it just below that so I can see the shape. I will bring it all the way up again, but just to see the shape like this. Okay, and then move it again up. And now with this I will create a layer mask. With the black brush I will first erase this upper part because I don't need it. And then I will press Ctrl or Command T, go to warp, and just warp this a little bit, okay? Just make, we don't need to make like exactly the same shape, but just close to that shape, press OK, and then go with the opacity to 100%, go here and just with the mask, I like to use harder brush, just hide this, okay? Let me see. Maybe we can bring this part more here. This is just now the matter of painting and how you want your cliff to look. So it's like this. And also I can just delete this or just blend it with a really soft brush, 0% hardness, maybe 50% opacity, and just try to delete and to merge better. I don't need these parts to be lit, just these two. And let me see here. I can zoom, I can use harder brush and bring back some parts like this. Okay. And then just slowly with 100% opacity erase in that arch shape, like curvature, really nice curvature. And guys, this is a little bit longer, it takes more time, but I prefer this way or the first one because we'll have much better result. And generally matte painting is something that takes time, so you need to have a lot of patience and to play with it. Okay, so this is much better. Just a second to play with this a little bit and just go here and bring back some details. Okay, this is much better for my taste. Let's hide this. Than this. You can see this is more jag, stretch, and a lot of artifacts. And this one, it's much better, guys. You can surely agree with me. Also, what I would like to do here is I want to go here and erase those small trees because I don't like it. 100% opacity and just erase them like this. I will make a new tree. New trees, actually, more of them. So this is cool. Okay, now I will select both of them, press Ctrl or Command E to merge them into one layer. So we have this as one layer. Also, I can erase all of this because I don't need, this is out of the scene, and bring back here. So let's reposition it like this. Now I can press Ctrl Command T, and just by pressing Ctrl, holding Ctrl, I can just move this a little bit more up, just to recenter, to make it more straight. And that's it. I just made the first left part of our first layer here. Now we need to rebuild this one. This one will be a little bit faster. I will speed up, fast forward this a little bit because it's completely the same. I will just overlay the same, exactly the same texture over it and then just tweak it, reposition it. You will see, just it will be a little bit faster. So let's go again here, copy it and go back and let's paste it Let's paste it here. Okay. I will flip horizontal and make it smaller. Like this. So this is cool too. You don't need to make exactly the same thing that you made in the sketch. You can just take your sketch as a guide, as a guidance to the final image, but I will try to hold as much as I can to the sketch and to follow those silhouettes to make a final image. So let's make this smaller, and this cliff needs to be right here. Something like this. Actually, I like this to be somewhere here. And now I will fast forward. Right guys, I just realized that I cannot fast forward because you will not know what I'm doing. So I'm pressing Ctrl or Command to load the selection, and I made 2 copies of the same cliff, so I will load that in one. I'm doing the same like I did here. So as you can see, I have this, but I want to make it more 3D, so I will delete this one. I will put this one somewhere here, let me see, over the top of this one. Okay, like this. That's cool. And again, create layer mask, and now I will just blend it with really soft brush, 0% hardness, and maybe 20% opacity, or maybe 50 to be faster, and that's it. Alright guys, so this is it. Let's hide our cliff one because we don't need it anymore. And now I can see that this here is too much, so I will go with a harder brush and just erase this, 100% opacity. And this is just like this, painting and erasing and painting and erasing, etc. So here I will go and just cut out this cliff right here, and I will leave it like this. I will not make this part here because I don't need to waste your time for that. So this is more than enough. And also what I like to do, I just like to add better transition right here. So I'll paint with the white and just do this. Also use a softer brush, 20% opacity, and just try to add a little bit more of transition right here. And that's it guys. So as you can see, now I have 2 nice realistic parts of first layer. So we can tweak it even more, we can play with that to make it even more realistic, but just for this tutorial I will leave it like this. It's up to you, you will have more time at home, practice with that and try to play with more details, and do with that you can do much better final results. So now I will do for several different layers exactly the same thing. I will definitely fast forward that because this tutorial can last really long and I don't want that. So you will see I will make copies exactly the same like I did the first technique. I did this first layer. So make a copy of several different textures, then align them across the layer of that current silhouette, and then just blend them together with the masks, and that's it. So let's do that. Let's find the proper image for next one. I will use this one. I will use quick selection tool, just quickly select part of the mountain, press Ctrl Command C, go back here and go down below where my next cliff is, next layer is. It's right here. So about that I will paste it, Ctrl Command V. This is really cool like this already. So it can be some epic scene, maybe add even more snow here, maybe some crazy creatures. I don't know, you can create some crazy epic scene with matte painting, really cool technique. But for this I will just follow our tutorial. So let me see. So guys, as you can see, I'm just blending this. Let me show really quickly. I made 2 layers, as you already saw. 2 layers, and load on both of layers the mask from this selection, from original selection, and then I duplicate those 2 layers and just rotate them 90 degrees and use this as a surface to have that more realistic 3D surface of it. So now I just use the mask of them to, as you can see, to blend them a little bit better, etc. So this is really cool. And also we can do some dodging and burning here, but we will do that a little bit later. For now, I will just merge everything together, select everything and press Ctrl Command E. And now I have my cliff number 2, scene number 2, and let's go to our first one. This is first one with the second one. I like to merge everything here and just name it scene number 1. So cliff number 1, and this is really cool. So you can see first, second layer. Now let's go to the third layer. For the third one, let's go down below where our third is. So this is it, one will be above that. And for that, I will use this part because, as you can see, this really nice fits the shape of this part right here. So I don't need to play a lot to match that. So I will just go where it is. It's here. Again, quick selection tool. Quick selection tool. Just quickly select this. Okay, press Ctrl Command C and go back to our document. Alright, and just paste it, Ctrl Command V, and again it's big. I will just make it smaller. And here guys, as you can see, this is really nice fit for this. So almost perfect. Almost perfect. So I will not tweak it too much. I will just leave it like this. Right, I'm just reposition it. And this is cool enough for this part. And then I will make a copy of this same thing. Just press Ctrl Command J, move it right here, and I will see. Let me see if I rotate this. Just play with it. This is really cool. All right, now let's merge all of these together. Control Command E, and let me see. Yeah, that's it. Now to have more separation between those layers, we will add curves adjustment layer to each of these 3D layers that we made. So let's name this scene number 3, like a cliff number 3. I don't know why I'm calling it cliff, but let it be. So let's go for the first. Create a curves adjustment layer, clip it to affect only this one, and make everything darker. So I will just make like this. Okay, for now let's make it dark like this. We can always brighten it. This is all non-destructive. So let's go to cliff number 2. Let's make another curves adjustment layer, clip it to affect only that. Let's make this darker. Okay. We can play. We can even make it washed out black, but we will do that for a little bit more further away mountains. So like this, a little bit brighter than this one, but brighter than this one. I don't know what I said, just ignore it. All right, let's go to cliff number 3. I know what I meant, but I didn't say that. So now clip it to affect only cliff number 3 and make this a little bit darker. And actually I want to make this one a little bit more washed out. So I want to open the blacks and lower the midtones and highlights. So this is cool. And this one needs to be a little bit darker than another one that we will create there. So let me just see. This is cool. I like it. So let's leave it like this, and let's create another one for the last layer of these small mountains. So for that, let's go to our last layer, number 5. I think it's it. Yes, that's it. And let's find a proper solution. Maybe this will fit nicely there. So let's see. I don't like this, but this will be cool. Let's press Control Command C, go back here and just paste it. Again, it's too big. So let me see. We have two sides. We have this side and this side. So we need to decide on this or this side. We need to decide if we want to put it like this or horizontal flip and put it somewhere here. I don't know. Let's put it right here. Why not? And clean up a little bit. I will use, again, mask, black brush, hard one this time, 100% opacity, and just clean the selection a little bit. Okay, that's cool. And also here. Also, guys, I can leave this like this. That's not my first intention, but I can, or I can just lasso it, press Control or Command J. Actually, if I want to cut it without copying, just press Shift Control or Shift Command J. So I'm just moving it out of the place. That's cool. And then I need to add a layer mask again and just do this. Okay, this is just cleaning up the mask. That. And we can see where this can be a nice fit. Maybe here. Why not? It can be really nice. Or we can rotate it. This is, guys, just playing around with things. Here can be really nice. I like it here. Yeah, I definitely like it here. I will leave it here. And I will use a mask and erase this again with a really soft brush, maybe 50% opacity to be faster. But yes, that's cool. And then we need to add another part. I will make a copy of the first one, Control Command J, and then just transform it with Control or Command T, flip horizontal, put it somewhere here, maybe even stretch it. And this is it, guys. Now let's merge everything here. Let's name it C number 4, C4, it will explode. And then add curves, clip it to affect this, and make this darker, because now it's too bright, but also washed out a little bit brighter than that. And now we're just left with the mountain all the way back. We will do that really quickly, and then I will show you one really cool trick how to populate the scene with the trees, but not like with the silhouette brush type of trees like we did in the previous episode, but with real 3D trees painted with the brush. So stay tuned for that. And now let's do the mountain part right here. Let's first find the proper image. So this is an obvious choice, right? I will just select the mountain really quickly with quick selection tool, of course, because we need to do it quickly. All right, and we'll refine some edges later if needed. So let me see, this is okay, this is okay. Maybe a little bit here. Now I'll press Control Command C, copy it, and go back to our document and just paste it right here. Now it's too big, but it's really nice. As you can see, almost there. With that difference that the light is falling here from the opposite side, so we will just rotate it, flip horizontal, and now it's a little bit different. Now we will press Control, hold Control Command, and just move this edge right here, like this. Make everything smaller, because now it's definitely too big. Something like this is cool. I will go to Warp Tool and just make this a little bit better, like that. Press Enter, and that's really cool, guys. Now let's hide the original silhouette. down below because I don't need it and I want to make a mask right here and just to tweak some things. I don't like, for example, this part here, just don't like it. Okay, we can change the shape, why not? And this is really cool. Also, now I see that I don't like this. So let's go right here, the cliff number 4, create a mask. I just want to erase this, maybe just make it like, maybe not. But we will put the trees here, so it will be okay. All right. And now it's much better. Also, maybe if I cut like this, maybe we'll more fit this scene. Let me see. Yeah, I like it better like that. So let's leave it like that. And I have some mistake right here. We will fix that with the clone stamp tool. S on the keyboard, just sample the part right here and just paint right there. That's cool. Also, I like to go to the mountain and add a curves, clip it to it, and just make it even more washed out. So it should be like brighter than this part here. Just not too bright. Okay, and this is cool. We can even blur some things. We can even blur a little bit. This C4, let's go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, but just a little bit, like few pixels. Let me see. 1 pixel maybe is too much, maybe half of the pixel. Right? Press OK. Then also blur this one. So to select the certain layer, just go with the move tool or press V on the keyboard, press and hold Control Command and click on that layer. So as you can see, we just selected. Then go again to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, just a little even more, 0.2, 0.3, 2, let it be. Okay, just a little bit. And also the mountain, I like to blur it a little bit, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, 0.5 for now. It's cool. All right, let's go to first one. I like to press Control Command T, and actually another trick, I will go with the marquee tool, just select this portion like this, press Control Command T, and then I can just play with this. I just want to lower this down a little bit. It's too much up. Okay, that's really cool. Right guys, we are almost done with this. Now I will show you first how to put the trees there. Then we will do another really cool trick. We will add some mist, some fog here with the cloud brush. Then we will do some dodging and burning and adding a moon and the sky and finalizing the image. It's really cool. I really love this. And remember that matte painting is something that takes time. You need to invest some time in this to be even better. But it's really fun. I'm really enjoying this. I hope you do it too. So let me show you a great trick how we can populate the scene with the trees. It's really fun. But it works only in newer Photoshop CC versions because there we have our filter, render, and tree. So only here. What I like to do, I like to create a new empty layer, but at the top of everything, out of the landscape, right here, out of the landscape, all right? Go to filter, render, and tree. Okay. And here we have our tree library. There are a lot of different trees. You can choose whatever tree you want. And if you have more time, you can even play with different trees and add several different trees here if you want like that. But now I will just do one tree, redwood here. Okay. And we can play with the light direction. So as you can see, light is changing. And I like that because, let me see right here. Because the trees that will be from this side will have the main light from the right. The trees that will be from another side will have opposite, will have the light from the left. So we will create two different type of trees. So let's first create for the left side. This is a tree for the left side. And now we can play with the branches. Let's make it a little bit Let me see. Okay, and I will press, okay, I'm satisfied with this, and it will render a tree right here. So the tree is on separate layer. I can even move it all the way up to see the tree is green, it's on separate layer. And now we need to make it a little bit smaller, because I think this is the highest tree that will put it somewhere here, even smaller, but let's use it like this. Press OK. And guys, now the really good trick, how to paint this exactly the same tree with the brush. You cannot do that with just a regular brush. You need to use a mixer brush, and that's where the fun begins. You need to go to your brush. I like to press B for a brush and then hold Shift and circle until I get the mixer brush. And now I just need to make my mixer brush a little bit bigger than the tree itself, but just a little bit, like this. Then what I like to do, I like to go to dry heavy load. I don't like any other but dry heavy load. That will work the best for this. And also, if some of these settings is checked, uncheck it. So make sure to do that. And then just go press Alt or Option key, make sure that your whole tree is inside this brush circle. Press Alt or Option, just sample the tree. And guys, look now. You can populate this with as many trees as you want. That's really cool. But there is a downside to this. There is one disadvantage that I was really disappointed, because they didn't build that like in regular brush. I will show you what it is. I will hide this now. And let me just create a new layer above our cliff one. This will be tree number 1. That's disadvantage is that you can just paint the same size trees. You need to paint one tree, then make it smaller. But again, it's much faster than just make a copy of these trees and play with that. This is much faster. It's more Photoshop size file because you don't have so many layers, etc. So this is really cool. And if you want to go here and to set size jitter, to have every stroke different size, see what you will get. First is okay, then see, as the brush getting smaller, it will just make a circle smaller and like paste the tree in that circle. It will cut out everything out. That's something that I was really disappointed, but I hope that it will be possible in further version of Photoshop to make this possible, because you can change the brush size and make trees bigger and smaller. But I need to make this 0, right? You can do that. See, you can make really nice small trees, big trees, even bigger trees. And also, let's delete all of this. Also, you can go with the scattering. You can go with brush tip shape and change the spacing. Let's just make everything smaller, just see. See, it's scattering, it makes spacing bigger. You can scattering more, and see, we can just make really nice forest and combination of different trees, etc. I think, yeah, a rotation is not available because you will rotate the brush and it will just rotate a circle, not like a real tree. It's not like a regular brush, but again, this is really big plus to help us to do this much faster and easier. So let's hide this. Let's lower the spacing a little bit and let's delete all of this. And now let's paint some trees. Let's make brush bigger, right? And first I like to make some trees right here. Okay, one is here, actually is right here, maybe a little bit bigger. That's cool. Actually, guys, here I want to put this tree layer below our cliff layer because I don't want to paint over it, but this is cool. Okay, so we have, let me see, if I put some tree here, that's really nice, but Maybe it's too big, I don't know. This is really cool. So we have some trees right here, and the light is coming from this side because our moon will be here, so the light is coming from this side. We will even dodge and burn this. Now let's go and populate. We have this brush, so let's populate left part of all of these layers. We can do that with the same tree. We can now go and paint here, but you can see the light is a little bit different. I don't want to do it like that. So what I like to do, I like to just have different trees. So this is first one, and let's make another one. Let's create a new empty layer, go to filter and render tree, and just create a tree for another side of our image, right? Press OK. This is it. Again, make it smaller like this, and now we just need to sample this. So make a bigger brush, just like this, sample it, and that's it. We can now go back to our layer, tree number 1, and just paint some trees right here. Okay, I really love this. So we can paint some trees here too. Make this bigger. All right, so I will leave it like this for now. Maybe we can add even more. I will create a new layer just above the cliff, and this will be tree number 1 again. Really creative, but maybe we can play like this to add a tree here. Why not? But because this will be dark, I will not do that, right? So maybe right here I want to erase this and just add some trees right here and right here. Maybe I'll leave it like this, because the problem is that now those trees are blocking the view over there. So maybe I will erase this just to have a view, and that's enough here. We will see later. Now I will fast forward, guys, and I will add those trees all the way across every single layer of the mountains down below. So let's do that really fast. Alright guys, so we can add even more trees right here if you want, but I will finish with this. Now I will change the brightness of those trees. So let's go from trees number 4. Again, curves, everything the same like we did with the mountains. So we will equalize almost with the brightness of the mountain. Maybe it can be brighter, why not, or darker, or maybe something like this. So yeah, like that, almost visible. And also I will blur those trees. Let's go to trees number 4 because they are so small. I don't know if I will manage to blur it just a little bit. Yeah, I can. 0.3, more than enough. Then go to trees number 3, mambo number 5. So trees number 3, curves, clip it to affect only trees and make them brighter like this. Right? So that's cool. Also, I will blur them a little bit. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and 0.2. It's more than enough. Then we will go to trees number 2. Right? Again, we have 2 trees number 2, 2 layers. Curves, clip this one. So let's see. These needs to be a little bit brighter. Not too much, but like that. And this one here, let me see, again, just a little bit brighter. We'll dodge and burn them, definitely. And then we'll go to trees number 1 Again, 2 layers, let me see. Okay, this is, I don't know. I didn't paint anything on this, so we can delete. 1 layer, okay. Then let me see here, just a little bit darker, because they are just here, like that. We can leave them. We can leave them like this, only a little bit darker. All right, guys. As you can see, this is now really nice looking 3D landscape. We need wolf. We need some mist, some fog to haze it a little bit, some sky and some moon. As you can see, this is a lot of things, really easy, but it takes time. A lot of things one by one, adding, making this really nice, complete scene. It's really cool. I'm really enjoying this. So let's go to the wolf. I already selected wolf, as you can see, because I don't want to waste time doing this. Again, quick selection tool and everything is the same. So I want to add a wolf above the landscape. Okay, make it smaller. Now let's see. With the wolf, we can make like wolf this size, and we can say, right, the wolf is, the trees are really big and everything is huge here. Or if we make a wolf a little bit bigger, then the whole landscape looks a little bit smaller. So it's tricky here. You need to decide. I will put here, and actually I will put the wolf below the cliff number 1. Let me see, that's not here because I want to put it on that cliff like this. And also, if you have time and want to play with the wolf, you can use a puppet tool and just play with the wolf's head. You can turn it upside down, not upside down. You can tilt it a little bit up. But for now, oops, yeah, I need a regular brush. Almost forgot it that I'm in that. I just want to make this darker a little bit, so I just use curves and just masking this just a little bit darker. And let me see. Yeah, it's better, just a little bit darker. I'm now rushing. I know that this tutorial is a little bit longer, so we can move the wolf right here, maybe like this, and then apply a layer mask. I don't know why I'm doing this, but just for fun. And then you can go puppet warp. If you're not familiar with the puppet warp tool, guys, I have full tutorial on that right here. Check it out. I just want to put 1 pin here and a few pins right here. And let's just hide the mesh and just see with this one. We can do this. We can do this. Let's cut it. Let's maybe put it right here. It's a small mesh because it's small res file, guys. That's why this is hard. Let me see. Now I will leave it original. So we tried. Okay, we tried. It's okay. Now let's play with moon and sky. So I will use this as a background all the way down, right here. Paste it, and we have our background. This is just that image, but it's really nicely fit here. And I like to erase the moon, so I will use the clone stamp tool or even healing brush. Okay, just erase it. I don't need that moon. I will add much bigger one, this one. So guys, let me show a really nice trick. You just need to use marquee, rectangular marquee or elliptical marquee, it doesn't matter. Let's use elliptical. Just select the moon, a little bit more than the moon itself, like this. Copy that and paste it right here. Of course, it's too big. And now what you need, I want to flip it horizontal, right? Let's make it smaller. Maybe this is big enough. Now you just need to put this in a screen blending mode. As you can see, it's much better, but also what I like to do to get rid of this, because this is not 100% black, that's why we can still see it. I will load levels. You can go to image, adjustment levels, or just press Ctrl Command L and just move this here. That's it. Maybe to move the whites a little bit to make it brighter. And also we can add some halo, some glow around here. Maybe we'll do it later, but I like it. I really like it. Alright guys, now let's add some fog. It's completely the same like I did in the previous tutorial when I made the 2D landscape, so I will just repeat the steps. Okay, I will go to this cliff number 2, okay, and I will add some fog right here. So in the front of that, I will create a new layer, just above the trees and everything, okay, and I will name it fog F for fog number 2. And then I will use my cloud dust brush. In case you're not familiar how to create a cloud dust smoke brush, you can find my tutorial about that right here. And also, if you want to buy this set of my brushes, cloud brushes, smoke dust brushes, you can go to my website. The link is down there in the description, and just purchase it for $1. So it's your choice. All right, let's go right here. Use a white brush and just paint some fog here, like this. Maybe this is too much. I will just lower the opacity just a bit like this. Then I will go to cliff number 3. It's right here and above everything. This is fog number 3. Okay, just a little bit here. Cool. And then cliff number 4. Okay, this is fog number 4. And maybe right here just above the mountain. So right here, fog number 5. All right, so yeah, I like it. Especially here. It adds more separation between the last layer and the mountain, so it's really cool. Also we can use it for some clouds, maybe with more opacity like this. So it's really, ooh, why not? Let's add some clouds. So let's create a new layer, and just here, maybe 40% or 20%, just add some clouds here. And now I can add a layer mask and use the same mask to erase some clouds. Why not? It's cool. I like it. So let's lower the opacity a little bit. That's really nice. Okay guys, now we are almost done. I don't like the wolf actually too much. I like to be a little bit more up like this and just a touch bigger like this. And then we need to put him something to stand on. So I will just go here on C number 1, use the clone stamp tool and just stamp some parts here, like make him some kind of rock, and it's cool. So now it's better. Now I like it better. And now what we need to do, what I like to do here, I will fast forward this definitely. I will just use dodge and burn to each and every cliff here. So let me show you really quickly on just one, on the first one, and then actually on the second one, and then I will just fast forward everything and come back after I finish it. So cliff number 2, go right here, create curves adjustment layer, and I will just make some bright parts. Okay, invert it with Control Command I, and just use, I can use regular brush, but I will use this cloud brush because it's a little bit more imperfect shape and I like that better. So I will clip to affect only this cliff, and you will see now in fast forward that I will add some tridimensionality to this a little bit more. Also guys, we can do even better. Sorry, but we can do even better. We can put it all the way up right here, and then we can group the trees and the cliff like this. Press Control Command G, and let's name cliff and trees number 2. So creative names. Right, and now I can paint on the trees too, so that's cool. I like it. Let's fast forward it a little bit. Right guys, as you can see, this is before and after. I just added some really nice shine from the moon, some more 3D, and I will also burn it. So this is dodge, and I will also do the same. So just burned like this, invert it, and just paint some shadows here. Again, I will fast forward this. And if you're not familiar with the dodging and burning, it's really important technique. You can find my tutorial about that right here. Go and watch it. Alright guys, this is a quick job. It can be much better, but just before and after you can see more three-dimensionality, some shadows under the trees, etc. Really cool. Maybe like this. Alright, and I will repeat the same thing for third and fourth layer. So again, fast forward, but really fast forward. Right guys, as you can see, this is it of the fourth cliff dodging and burning, and I will stop here definitely. So we can do something more, but I will definitely stop here. Also, what I forgot to do is to do the dodging and burning for the first one, actually just for the trees. So I just want to add quick curves adjustment layer. Just want to dodge the trees here a little bit. Just this part right here. Let's clip to affect only the trees, and just a little bit. Let me see. Yeah, like that. Just make this part of the trees a little bit brighter. Nothing special there. Just that. Right, and this is it. This is it. Now we can do some final color grading, etc. We can merge everything together with Shift Control Alt T or Shift Command Option E on a Mac. Then I like to go to Filter, Camera Raw Filter, and just play with some sliders here. I will add a little bit more contrast, maybe dehaze it a touch, add a little bit more clarity, add a little bit more blacks. So I want to darken the image by adding a blacks. You can add even more haze or not. That's something that you need to decide. Actually, I will not do the haze. I will a little bit desaturate it, and then I will add some vignetting. I want to darken the edges there, to feather it a little bit, just not too much, like that. And also I want to sharpen the image overall just a touch. This is too much, like this. And maybe to add some bluish tint to the shadows that is already blue, or we can change. We can make something like this. It's again really nice, personal preference. Or we can just add some warmth in the highlights. That's maybe even better. So you can see some cool things, maybe some greenish, yellowish tones to the highlights. Let me see. With this you can control how much you want to go to the highlights or shadows. So basically you're narrowing the highlights going to the left and narrowing the shadows going to the right if you're playing with the shadows. So maybe just the brighter highlights here, like this. Let me see, before and after. Yeah, really nice. Also, we can play with the curves, but not now. Not now, definitely. We don't have time for everything. I will press OK, and this is it. This is really nice effect. Also, we can go to the moon and just with the regular brush just add some kind of glow here. Why not just a touch, and maybe put it to overlay blending mode or overlay school, soft light overlay, lower the opacity just a little bit like that. Or it's not necessary at all, it's up to you. So if you wanted, you can do something like this. Let me see, this is white brush, that's cool. So guys, we're done. Let me just check one more time. Yeah, I really like it how this turned out. Right guys, and we are done. But for my taste, this is not done yet. There are a lot of more things that we can do here, a lot of more dodging and burning, adding some small details, etc. But this tutorial is already too long, so I needed to stop it here. You can do whatever you want later home, you will have more time, you can tweak it even more, adding small details, paying attention more to the lights, etc. But now you know the technique, how you can transform that 2D elements or your sketches or whatever you want into a 3D realistic scenes. And also this technique is, as I already said, known as matte painting. So have fun, play with this, experiment. This is really powerful technique and it's really useful. You can do a lot of things with this. Also pay attention on the lights, and when you're searching the images online for your composite, for your matte painting, try to pay attention on the light directions, shadows, and perspective also. Right guys, if you have any questions regarding to this episode, please leave them down there in the comment section below. I will be glad to answer them. Also, if you like this episode, if you appreciate the content, press that like button down below, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and also ring that bell to get notified about all the future episodes. Also guys, if you want to help me to make this channel even bigger and better, you can do that by visiting my Patreon page, and you can support me there, and you will get some things in return. For example, you can get this PSD file and all my PSD files from my tutorials, especially my photo manipulations, and some other things. So go and check out my Patreon page, the link is down there in the description. Have fun, experiment, and see you guys in my next fun episode. Bye bye. And just for you guys who stick with me here all the way to the end, I have a bonus tip. Before you merge everything into one layer and apply final color correction, you remember at the very beginning I created a new adjustment layer, put it in a colorize, and colorize everything in a blue. So we can change the color here, overall color, but I don't want to do that because I already made really nice blue tone for like night scene. But what you can do, you can lower the opacity a little bit to introduce a little bit of the original colors of all layers, because you can see the layers are colorized, the original color of the mountains, and if you want to create a daylight scene, then you just need to play with the colors and to match the colors overall. But for the night scene, you can just, this is completely blue, but a little bit, just a little bit, maybe 70% opacity. You can see before and after. So completely blue, and just introduce a little bit more color. It's a little bit more realistic. And now you can merge everything together, apply final color correction, and you're done. Thanks guys, and see you in my next fun episode. Bye bye.